Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, and I'm a little under the weather today, but there's an exciting new Cherrim card to talk about. So what am I going to do? Not make a video about the new Cherrim card? No, that does not sound like me at all. Now, it is coming out in the upcoming Ultra Prism expansion, and it's got quite a fun ability. Now, looking at the basics, it is a grass-type Pokemon, which is alright. It means you get both the Lurantis cards, one which accelerates energy, one which means that you do a little bit of extra damage, though to be honest, neither of those two are going to be particularly useful in this particular Pokemon, but we do have a couple of grass Pokemon that do see quite a lot of play at the moment, like Golisopod GX and Decidueye GX, that could be kind of interesting when combined with Cherrim. Now, it has a retreat cost of 1, which is nice. It is a bench sitter. We would love bench sitters to have a retreat cost of 0, but as you've probably learned from a bunch of recent videos, just because we want it doesn't mean it isn't going to happen. Weakness to fire is a bit of a pain with Volcanion, and I know you've got a very low HP here, but Volcanion's power heater can get up very quickly. I mean, a power heater with a single steam up from Volcanion EX will get a KO here, so yeah. Not the best weakness ever, though Volcanion is not seeing a huge amount of play at the moment. In terms of weakness, you're not hitting much for weakness, but you are hitting Rockruff for weakness. That might be relevant, as we'll see in a minute. I suppose technically you're also hitting Lycanroc for weakness, but you're not doing very much damage. And if you don't think Rockruff is a card worth worrying about, might I just poke you towards my best game ever, or at least my favourite game ever video, which I recorded very recently, popped up on this channel, to change your mind about how great Rockruff can be. Oh yeah, and 80 HP is not a lot, to be perfectly honest with you. It's quite low. Now, it's the ability here that we're really excited about. Each of your grass Pokemon has no weakness. It just removes weakness from all of your grass Pokemon. This is great. Now, we have seen things like this before. There was the Levani from Noble Victories, which removed weakness for all of your Pokemon that had any energy attached. The fact that it was a stage 2 and the fact that it needed energy attached in order to work really did limit the usefulness there a little bit. Similarly, we had Weakness Policy, a nice little item, which took away the weakness of the Pokemon to which it was attached. But then again, we had Startling Megaphone at the time, which, well, just got rid of it and made it somewhat useless. We had Exploud back in Supreme Victors, just got rid of weakness flat out, but it was a stage 2, so it never saw a huge amount of play like that. We have seen these kind of abilities before that get rid of weakness, but we've also seen that they only actually see play where they're really, really good. The good news is, we've got grass Pokemon at the moment that can take advantage of this. And this is only a stage 1, and there's nothing else. There's no you must have energy attached, there's no you must have a tool attached. It's just a flat out, as soon as Cherrim comes into the active, all of your grass Pokemon have no weakness. Brilliant. Now, we don't have Forest of Giant Plants at the moment, which is a little bit sad. Getting rid of weakness from the very first moment of the game would be great. Can't do that. Of course, I did mention Volcanion hitting for weakness earlier. Should mention quickly that, oh no it isn't. Unless they're playing it with Garbodor, which, to be fair, with the new Solgaleo they might be, but we'll talk about the new Solgaleo in a moment. So, the Pokemon we're really using at the moment are Golisopod GX and Decidueye GX in terms of Pokemon that can really take advantage of this, grass Pokemon that you may be wanting to use. Now, Golisopod is a stage 1, and it's generally played with stage 1s. So this is just really adding another stage 1. Now, clearly lists that play Garbodor are not going to play this, because Garbodor turns off abilities, and, well, that would kind of ruin your whole plan. But lists with Zoroark might. The deck that won the London International Championships was Tordoreklev's Golisopod Zoroark. I have done a video about that. I'll pop a link in the description. And just playing an extra stage 1, just a 1-1 line here to take away weakness from your Golisopod could be an awful lot of fun. The thing is, it's only actually going to protect Golisopod, it's not going to protect Zoroark. And the irony is at the moment that it really is Zoroark that needs the most protection at the moment. Like I've said, Volcanion decks are not seeing a huge amount of play at the moment, but Gallade is seeing quite a lot of play in Gardevoir decks, and Silvally is seeing quite a lot of play, and when it sees play, it's generally played with the Fighting Memory, which turns it into a fighting type. Of course, one of the main reasons people play it with the Fighting Memory is to counter Zoroark. And let's not forget our old friend Buzzwole, who I seem to be talking about in every video at the moment, but it's really good. And it sees a lot of play, and honestly, if you're playing anything Fighting Weak at the moment, you need to be prepared for Buzzwole. So it would be quite nice to take away the weakness of Buzzwole, but it doesn't actually do that, it just takes away the weakness of Golisopod, so maybe it won't see play. The other grass Pokemon that sees quite a lot of play is Decidueye. When Forest of Giant Plants ran away, I'd say ran away, I mean rotated / was banned, everyone was like, oh, it's too awkward to get out, and then people remembered that rare candy was a thing, and then they were like, hang on a second, two damage counters anywhere on the field, once per turn per Decidueye is actually really good. And if you're playing that, maybe you can bring in a Cherrim here, and off you go. Thing is, we're getting Solgaleo GX, or at least the new Solgaleo GX, in the near future, in the next couple of months. And I've talked about this a lot. It is a great card. One of the things about it is that the ability just removes weakness from all of your Pokemon. Not to mention that the attack is nothing to be sniffed at either, and the GX attack is exactly the same as Primarina's, double colourless energy, and it heals all of your Pokemon. And of course, there is quite a lot of synergy in a card which removes weakness and allows you to heal all of your Pokemon. Ladies and gentlemen, it could be quite good. So, who's playing Cherrim over Solgaleo? Well, the thing is, Solgaleo is a stage 2, and we saw that Levani didn't see much play as a stage 2, and Exploud didn't see very much play as a stage 2. So why would Solgaleo? The answer is, because the Solgaleo from Sun and Moon has a really good ability, and has the same evolution line, so you could use that. And the fact that it's got the amazing attack for colourless energy, meaning it can go into any deck. It has an attack which other Pokemon haven't had, which is why this same ability which we've seen before now will see play, even though when we had it before it didn't see any play. If you're playing a deck like Decidueye, where you're playing rare candy anyway, I can see people popping Solgaleo in here just to say, you know what, I can just play a 1-0-1 Solgaleo line, I'm playing 4 rare candy anyway, it's that good, it's worth it. But if you're just playing a stage 1 deck like Golisopod Zoroark, I honestly cannot see people teching in a stage 2. I could be wrong, it's that good. But I don't think they will. So maybe Decidueye would be better off with Solgaleo, but maybe Golisopod. That is where Cherrim comes in. I'm not saying this is going to be an instant 1-1 line or 2-2 line in every grass-focused deck. I am saying it is very much worth a look, and it is worth considering in the future. Now, there is an attack here, but it's entirely underwhelming. 1 grass energy, 30 damage. That's it. There's nothing more exciting than that. No secondary effects. Ironically, the Cherubi from which it evolves has pretty much the same attack, but it is on a coin flip. 1 grass energy, 30 damage, but only if you can flip a heads. But you know, the Cherubi is knitted. Look how adorable that is. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the knitted artwork, but I know a bunch of people are, and I can appreciate it even if it's not my favourite. I mentioned Rockruff earlier in the video. That was a tease. Here's the payoff. You get a 1-hit KO on Rockruff. Yeah. I don't know, maybe you can use a Wally on turn 1 to get this going and KO a Rockruff and jump ahead in the prize race. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a particularly good attack, but this is not an attacking Pokemon, and that's absolutely fine. Just yesterday we looked at Abomasnow, and I basically said a very similar thing. Abomasnow is not a good attacker, but it doesn't have to be. Something like Solgaleo GX, the new one, great attack, great ability, brilliant. But not every part of every card needs to be amazing. Just having a good ability can be enough, and it's enough here for me to give Cherrim a nice solid, run-of-the-mill, ordinary, everyday free Wassies. It's not amazing, it's not spectacular, but you know what? It doesn't have to be, because sometimes you're going to be playing a deck with grass Pokemon. and you're not going to want that fire weakness. Well, here is just a stage 1 Pokemon that completely and utterly fixes that with just a 1-1 line of a stage 1 Pokemon, assuming none of them are prize. Although, as always, if anything is prize, we've now got Gladion, which, could help you to fish it out. It's a card which needs to be in your binder. It could be a good tech, which is why it gets free Wassies. Maybe it does nothing, but it seems like one of those cards that eventually somebody's going to top color regional and it's going to be in their deck, and people are going to go, oh yeah, I remember that card, not unlike Raichu did just a little while ago in London. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a little tease for our second video of the day. But you know the deal right now, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Cherrim? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, you can do so by going to patreon.com/PTCGRadio. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.